Welcome back to Cinema Addict, where we dive deep into the most intense and iconic movies ever made. Today we explore Shooter, the 2007 action thriller directed by Antoine Fuqua. Based on Stephen Hunter's novel, Point of Impact. This film stars Mark Wahlberg as Bob Lee Swagger, a legendary Marine sniper forced into a deadly game of betrayal and survival. Unlike many generic action films, Shooter blends sharp political commentary with explosive action and a deeply personal story of a man betrayed by the system he once served. With powerful performances and tense storytelling, it has cemented itself as a cult favorite. Today at Cinema Addict, we'll dissect every aspect: plot, characters, visuals, themes, and why it still resonates nearly 2 decades later. So buckle up and get ready for a shot-by-shot breakdown of Shooter. The film opens with Bob Lee Swagger on a covert mission in Ethiopia, where a tragic ambush leads to the loss of his spotter and leaves Swagger disillusioned. He retreats into a quiet life in the mountains, with only his loyal dog for company. Years later, government officials led by Colonel Isaac Johnson approach Swagger, asking for his expertise to stop a supposed assassination plot against the president. Swagger reluctantly agrees, only to find himself set up and framed as the shooter. Wounded and betrayed, Swagger must flee, using all his skills to evade capture and expose the real conspirators. With the help of rookie FBI agent Nick Memphis and Sarah Fenn, the widow of his former spotter, he begins to unravel a massive conspiracy involving high-ranking officials and shadowy mercenaries. The plot unfolds like a chess game, filled with strategic moves and sudden, shocking twists. On Cinema Addict, we love characters with depth, and Bob Lee Swagger is a perfect example. Mark Wahlberg embodies swagger with a mix of toughness, intelligence, and emotional vulnerability. He's not just a killing machine. He's a man haunted by loss and driven by a strict moral code. His skills as a sniper are legendary, but his real strength lies in his unbreakable will and unwavering sense of honor. Throughout the film, we see moments where his pain surfaces. The memory of his fallen spotter, the betrayal by his country, and his determination to clear his name. Swagger's journey from isolated veteran to a symbol of justice highlights the personal cost of loyalty and the psychological scars carried by those who serve. Wahlberg's subtle yet powerful performance transforms Swagger into a character audiences can root for and relate to. The supporting characters in Shooter give depth and texture to the story. Michael Peña shines as FBI agent Nick Memphis, who starts off inexperienced and terrified, but grows into a brave and loyal ally for Swagger. His transformation is one of the film's most satisfying arcs. Kate Mara plays Sarah Fenn, bringing warmth and vulnerability as the woman caught between grief and courage. She symbolizes the collateral damage of military operations and political games. Danny Glover delivers a chilling performance as Colonel Isaac Johnson, the manipulative mastermind behind the conspiracy. His calm, almost fatherly demeanor hides a ruthless ambition. Ned Beatty as Senator Meacham adds another layer of villainy, representing the corrupt elite pulling strings from behind the scenes. At Cinema Addict, we appreciate how these characters aren't just side notes. They all play crucial roles that enrich Swagger's journey and the film's intense narrative. At Cinema Addict, we believe great action movies also carry deeper messages, and Shooter excels in this. The film explores heavy themes like government corruption, betrayal of soldiers, and the exploitation of patriotism. Swagger is a symbol of how skilled veterans can be used and discarded by the system they dedicated their lives to. The film criticizes how powerful elites manipulate events for profit and political gain, regardless of the human cost. This commentary resonates even more today, as audiences become increasingly aware of real-world corruption and moral gray areas in politics and warfare. Shooter doesn't shy away from portraying the emotional and psychological fallout of betrayal, adding depth and weight to the explosive action. By combining thrilling entertainment with serious social critique, the film challenges viewers to think critically while keeping them on the edge of their seats. The visual storytelling in Shooter is a major reason it stands out, and here at Cinema Addict, we appreciate strong cinematography. Peter Menzies Jr. crafts a striking visual journey, from the serene mountain isolation of Swagger's retreat to the gritty urban chaos of the conspirators' world. Wide shots emphasize Swagger's loneliness and tactical awareness, while tight handheld shots create intimacy and tension during close combat. The film's lighting choices, bright daylight during sniper standoffs and shadowy interiors during conspiratorial meetings, reinforce the emotional tone of each scene. The transitions between sweeping landscapes and confined urban spaces mirror Swagger's internal struggle between freedom and entrapment. His careful visual design immerses the viewer fully in Swagger's perspective, making each twist and turn feel immediate and personal. The cinematography elevates Shooter from a typical action thriller to a visually compelling and deeply atmospheric film. Sound design is crucial in a film like Shooter, and Mark Mancina's score brings the perfect blend of tension and heroism. At Cinema Addict, we often highlight how sound shapes our emotional response, and Shooter is a masterclass in this. The soundtrack builds suspense during stealth scenes and amplifies adrenaline during firefights. The echo of distant sniper shots, the subtle creaks during infiltration scenes, and the explosive sound of close-range gunfire all create a visceral experience. Mancina's music underlines Swagger's resilience and inner turmoil, making his struggle feel even more impactful. The mix of electronic pulses and orchestral sweeps helps to modernize the traditional military thriller soundscape. Together, these elements pull the audience deeper into Swagger's dangerous world, ensuring that every scene hits with maximum emotional and sensory impact. It's a perfect example of how sound can turn a good action film into an unforgettable one. Antoine Fuqua's direction is a highlight of Shooter, and something we at Cinema Addict truly admire. Known for his work on Training Day, Fuqua brings a sharp eye for character and tension. He balances explosive action with quieter, character-driven moments, allowing the story to breathe while keeping the momentum alive. The narrative pacing is tight. There's hardly a wasted moment. Even slower scenes are loaded with tension, revealing more about Swagger's mindset and the web of lies tightening around him. Fuqua ensures the audience is always emotionally invested, carefully revealing plot twists and betrayals at just the right moments. This mastery of pacing keeps the film engaging over its 2-hour runtime and avoids the fatigue that often plagues long action films. Fuqua's vision transforms Shooter into a layered, intelligent thriller that respects its audience and rewards close attention. Shooter is based on Stephen Hunter's novel Point of Impact, and at Cinema Addict, we love analyzing book-to-film adaptations. The choice to focus on the conspiracy and Swagger's personal journey rather than dense technical details makes the story more engaging for a wider audience. The screenwriters skillfully preserve the characters' complexity and moral conflicts. By condensing the novel's multiple layers without losing its heart, Shooter appeals to both fans of the source material and newcomers looking for an intense, smart action movie. The adaptation stands as a testament to the challenges and creativity involved in bringing beloved literary characters to the big screen. Mark Wahlberg's portrayal of Swagger is one of his strongest performances, blending physical intensity with emotional depth. Here at Cinema Addict, we love actors who commit fully, and Wahlberg nails it. Michael Peña brings humor and vulnerability as Nick Memphis, delivering one of his most memorable early roles. Danny Glover exudes quiet menace as Colonel Johnson, with his soft voice hiding dangerous intentions. Kate Mara's Sarah Fenn is more than a love interest. She embodies compassion and resilience, grounding Swagger's emotional arc. Ned Beatty's sleazy Senator Meacham perfectly captures the corrupt politician archetype, adding weight to the film's critique of power. Each actor brings nuance, creating a believable world where trust is rare and danger is constant. The ensemble's chemistry makes every confrontation feel electric and every alliance feel earned, adding rich layers to the film's complex narrative tapestry. At Cinematic, we live for memorable scenes, and Shooter delivers plenty. The initial ambush in Ethiopia sets the tone with brutal intensity. The scene where Swagger is framed at the Philadelphia Museum is a masterclass in suspense and manipulation. The mountain cabin assault showcases ingenious defensive tactics and highlights Swagger's strategic brilliance. The hospital escape is a raw, edge-of-your-seat sequence that perfectly balances chaos and intelligence. A climactic mountain confrontation delivers emotional catharsis and visceral action. Each set piece is designed not just to thrill, but to develop character and advance the plot. These aren't empty action moments. They're essential story beats that reveal Swagger's resilience, intelligence, and capacity for vengeance. Every bullet fired and every trap set deepens our connection to the characters and raises the stakes, making Shooter a standout in the action thriller genre. Since its release, Shooter has built a dedicated fan base and left a significant mark on the action genre. Here at Cinematic, we admire films that blend thrilling entertainment with thoughtful themes, and Shooter excels at this. Its critique of government corruption and treatment of veterans resonates deeply, especially in a post-9/11 world. The film's realistic approach to military tactics has influenced subsequent sniper and conspiracy thrillers. Wahlberg's Swagger has become an iconic representation of the lone, betrayed warrior archetype. Discussions of moral ambiguity, loyalty, and justice continue to draw fans to rewatch and analyze the film years after its release. Shooter isn't just a product of its time. It remains relevant and engaging, inspiring debates and admiration among action and military film enthusiasts alike. It stands as a testament to the enduring power of intelligent, character-driven action cinema. Despite its strengths, Shooter isn't perfect, and at Cinematic, we believe in honest analysis. Some plot elements follow familiar genre tropes, and the lone man versus system storyline can feel predictable to seasoned viewers. A few secondary characters could have used deeper development, and certain logistical details stretch believability, even by action movie standards. The final act, while satisfying, wraps up quickly, leaving some moral questions less explored. Additionally, some viewers might find the film's heavy-handed political message detracting from the action. However, these flaws are minor when compared to the film's many accomplishments. The strong performances, thoughtful themes, and exceptional action sequences far outweigh these shortcomings, making Shooter an overall triumph in modern action cinema. In conclusion, Shooter is a thrilling, smart, and visually stunning film that combines explosive action with meaningful commentary. It showcases Mark Wahlberg in one of his most memorable roles, supported by a talented cast and guided by Antoine Fuqua's masterful direction. For fans of conspiracy thrillers, military action, or stories of revenge and redemption, Shooter delivers on all fronts. At Cinema Addict, we celebrate films that challenge the mind and excite the senses. And Shooter achieves both with style and substance. It remains a film that rewards multiple viewings and sparks endless discussions. So whether you're watching it for the tactical brilliance, the emotional journey, or the intense action, Shooter stands as a must-watch gem in modern cinema. Grab your popcorn, focus your sights, and dive into this unforgettable ride with us. See you in the next deep dive, only on Cinem Addict.